find the function that represents the graph. So what we can notice here, our graph is split into two parts or two pieces. This is actually the graph of a piecewise function. And so we need to figure out what's happening at each part on both sides. So first off, I want you to notice the kind of the boundary line that's separating the two parts. We're looking for a vertical line where the change happens. And in this case, that vertical line, it is the y-axis. The equation of that line is x equals 0. Remember, if x equals a number, it's going to be a vertical line passing through that x value. So we see there's something different happening when x is greater than or equal to 0. So that would be on this side. That's where the positive x values are, is different from the other side where the x values are less than 0. And notice that this is a closed hole and this here is an open hole, and that's how I decided which side to put this little line on. So this shows x values greater than or equal to 0. So it's or equal to because the little hole is filled in attached to the line that's on this side. This hole is open, so these are only x values less than 0, but not including 0. So first we want to figure out that, and then we want to write out the equation for the line on each side. So on the right-hand side, this is a horizontal line that passes through -1. The equation for a horizontal line will always be in the form of y equals a number. Whatever this number is, that's the y value that it's passing through. So this equation is y equals -1, and that happens for all x values greater than or equal to 0. On the other side, we see, so it's a line, if we think about the slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b, we can see the b value, the y-intercept, is 3. And then figuring out our slope, so first off, it's going to be a negative slope because as we go from left to right, our y values are decreasing. So I'm going to put a negative sign out in front. Then if we think about doing the rise over the run, it looks like it's up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. So 1 over 1 is just 1. So our slope is -1. That's the coefficient that's going to go in front of the x. So this is the equation for the line on this side. So now if we start to look at our answer choices, let's look at answer choice A. So this is saying f of x, which is another name for y. So it's saying y equals -1 for x values greater than or equal to 0. Okay, so that's good. And then it says y equals -x plus 3, which is what we got. But this part is wrong. It says x greater than 0, but it should be x less than 0. So we can eliminate this one. Answer choice B, so these two parts here are the same, but when it's -1, that's supposed to be when x is greater than or equal to 0. This part is supposed to be when x is less than 0, so we can eliminate that one. C is correct. And then with D, we can see again that there was a mistake with this part of it. So C was the only one where the y equals equation aligned with what we said up here about the x values.